enter the classroom, I saw Taeyoung sitting on my chair as usual. Now I'm tired of this. I went near him, and I hung my bag on my chair. He stood up from there while looking at me. I looked down. I feared him. You are late today. Come with me. He went out of the classroom. I too went behind him. We came to the rooftop. "YN, do my assignment," he told me while throwing books at me. They were scattered all over the floor. I picked up a book. I looked at him. Why? Taeyoung, we must submit this in the third period. How can I do them so soon? I stammered. That's not my problem. Taeyoung. He glared at me. I shut up and started to do the assignment. He leaned against the fence and started to check his phone. It was hard to finish it that quickly. However, I finished the assignment. Taeyoung, take this. I pointed books toward him. He took it. He smirked at me and left. I was still on the rooftop. My hand was hurting so much. I felt my eyes fill with tears. I sighed to the sky. I skipped that period. When the period ended, I went to the classroom. I opened the door. Suddenly I was shocked by what I saw. There was Taeyoung. He was looking so angry. I was scared to see his face. Suddenly he grabbed my hand. He dragged me to the rooftop. He threw away all the papers and books at me. Can't you do anything properly? What a mess is this? He yelled at me. I was so afraid. I started to cry. Suddenly he grabbed me from the collar. He looked straightly into my eyes. I started to cry more. At once he loosened me. He hit hardly a table there. I screamed. Taeyoung. Stop this. I yelled at him while crying. Stay aside without giving advice. Because of your work, I was thrown out of class today. I'm sorry, Taeyoung. Sorry. Get out from here. He yelled at me. I left there while crying. I'm so done with him. Days skips usually as this. In the morning, I came to the classroom. But there was no Taeyoung as usual. I looked around. But he wasn't. I went to my table. I was a paper note on my table. Come to the rooftop, I realized it was written by Taeyoung. I was a bit scared. I went to the rooftop. Oh, did you come? What do you need? He came towards me. Will you give me anything? Taeyoung. He came close to me. I went backward. I was really scared. Suddenly I was stuck between him and the wall. He looked at my eyes straightly. You look beautiful today. He smirked. I was getting cry. Now I can feel his breath also. Suddenly I pushed him with my hands. I grabbed him with the collar. He was so shocked by my behavior. Taeyoung. I have been very patient until now. If you cross the line, I will also cross the line. I yelled at him while grabbing him with the collar. YN, please listen to me. I loosened my hand. I looked away. YN, I had never thought to use you. I love you, YN. I wanted to tell you that I love you. I stared and smirked at him. Do you know what is love? I looked at him straightly. My heartbeat was so high. I know YN, I was so bad to you before. But please give me a chance. Taeyoung, my life is almost a mess. Please leave me alone. YN, I promise I will be by your side forever. Please give me one chance, YN. I looked at his eyes straightly. I saw his eyes were blurry. But it didn't make me any sense. You will get a chance when I die. I quickly turned back to go. YN. He suddenly held my hand. He was looking at me with blurry eyes. I threw away his hand and left from there. Time skips. Taeyoung is still waiting for YN. I went to the rooftop. I saw someone lying on the floor. I went near. My heart was stuck by the thing I saw. YN fell on the blood. YN. YN. I quickly grabbed her into my hands. She has hurt herself. YN, please talk. But she was unconscious. I felt my eyes fill with tears. I quickly informed school authorities and came to the hospital with her. Time skips. We need to give blood to the patient. Does anyone have an AB blood type? Doctor, I have. I gave blood for her. I was sad for her. I was waiting in her room until she awake. I sat near the bed and held her hand. My eyes were full of tears. When I woke up, I was at a hospital. I looked around. Someone is sleeping while his head is on the bed. It wasn't difficult to understand he is Taeyoung. I patted his hair softly. I saw a plaster on his hand wet with blood. I understood, he gave me blood. Tae. I whispered. After some time, he woke up. YN. Are you awake? Are you feeling okay now? Yes, Tae. Tae? He looked at my eyes with bright eyes. I smiled. Why are you doing these things? Are you mad? Sometime I can't control myself, Tae. I'm sorry and thank you, Tae, for everything that happened until now. Time skips. We became close friends after that. Now Tae is so good for me. I came to the classroom. But there was no Taeyoung as usual. I looked around. But he wasn't. I went to my table. I was a paper note on my table. Come to the rooftop, I realized it was written by Taeyoung. Am I in a time loop? I smiled in my mind. I went to the rooftop. Oh, did you come? Yeah. He came towards me. YN? Yeah, why? He came close to me. I went backward. Suddenly I was stuck between him and the wall. He looked at my eyes straightly. You look beautiful today. He smiled at me. Now I can feel his breath also. Suddenly he went a bit away from me. I love you, YN. He told me while looking into my eyes. Suddenly I grabbed him with the collar. He was so shocked by my behavior. I leaned to his side and kissed him. He grabbed my waist with his heavy arms. I love you, Tae. I hugged him.